This is homework set 34, the exponential function. Question 1. Suppose we deposit $2,000 into an account that pays annual interest rate at 8% compounded quarterly. All right, we're going to use this interest formula. This is the compound interest formula, and round the answer to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places because it's money. So here's the first part, part A. Find an equation, just the equation, that gives the amount of money in the account after T years. All right, so here's the general equation here. We're going to say the amount of money after T years is given by P, 1 plus R over N to the NT. Now, A is the amount of money that's going to be available after 10 years. P is the principal. That's how much you invest. R is the annual interest rate. N is the number of compoundings per year. And T is the number of years. So what we have is this. We have that P, that's the principal, that's the amount we're investing. That's $2,000. The interest rate is 8%. How about 0.08? And N, all right, number of compoundings per year is 4. And we just want T years, all right? So T years, all right? So here's our formula. Just substitute those values in. So we will get A of T is equal to 2,000, parentheses 1 plus 0.08 over 4 to the 4T. Now, I suppose we could simplify this a bit. 0.08 divided by 4 is 0.02, and 1 plus 0.02 is just 1.02. We may be able to simplify this a bit. You see this inside here? 0.08 divided by 4 is 0.02. 1 plus 0.02 is 1.02. So maybe we could just write it like this. A of T is equal to 2,000 times 1.02 to the 4T. Now, in part B, we're supposed to find the amount of money in the account after 7 years. So I'm just going to put a 7. I'll use this simplified form. I'm just going to put a 7 right here. So on my calculator, I'm going to type, this is part B, I'm going to put in 2,000, parentheses, 1.02, and then I'm going to raise this up. Now, this is going to be 4 times 7. Now, my calculator does this automatically. It takes this thing right here. It takes that exponent and brings it up. So I don't really need the parentheses. Some of the older calculators, you may need a parentheses here. But when I do that, I get this. I got that A. Now I'm going to write it as 7. A, the amount after 7 years, is equal to 3482.05. I really get 048, but I'm going to round to 2 decimal place. All right, so find the amount of money. The amount of money is $3,482.05. When you get to Wolfram Alpha, this is what you're going to see. You can see this empty field here, and in this empty field, what you're going to type is this. You're going to say solve, and then you're going to put in 4,000 equals 2,000, parentheses 1 plus 0.02. Not that, you're just going to put in 1 plus, 1 point, let me see if I can get it, 1.02, and then you're going to raise that to the 4x. So instead of using T, I'm going to call it X. I could use T, I guess. All right, you're going to press solve, and you're going to type solve, and then press enter, or press that equal sign over there. Now, here's what you're going to get. It's going to come back. Wolfram Alpha is going to come back. You're going to type in this, right? Wolfram Alpha is going to say this. This is what it thinks you put in. So just check to see if that's the equation you're looking for. Now, we got a times instead of parentheses. Perfectly good. But here's the result. Now, we haven't talked about logarithms yet, so this really does us no good. So what we need to do is go over here and click on approximate. All right? Click on approximate. All right? You want to click on that. So it's going to approximate the answer. Now, when you press enter or equals, this is what you're going to get. You get a window that says what you typed in. All right, this is what you typed in up here. Then it's going to say solve. Now, this is what the computer thinks you put in. It thinks you put in this. So just check it to be sure that that's what you put in. Now, we're getting a time sign, not parentheses. Perfectly good. But then you're going to get this, and then you're going to get this. All right, what we want is the real solution. All right, so you're going to look down here for the real solution. Now, this does not do us much good, right? We haven't talked about logarithms yet, so we don't know what this means. So what you're going to do is come over here, and you're going to click on approximate form. All right, so click on that. And when I did it, here's what I got. I got this box right here that's telling me that x is about 8.7507. Well, x is the number of years since we invested the $2,000. So this says that it's going to take about, I'm going to approximate this. This says it's going to take about 8.75 years for that $2,000 investment to grow into $4,000. Now, part D says if the same account and interest were compounded continuously, all right, continuously, not quarterly, not daily, not annually, but continuously, how much money would be in the account after 7 years? So we know that if we compound 4 times a year, this is part B. How much would be in the account if we compounded 4 times a year? About $34.82. So we expect more money because we're compounding continuously. So let's see what it is. There's a formula for compound interest. It goes like this. Compound interest continuously. So this formula right here, this formula that we have up here at the top, if you compound continuously, that formula converts to this formula right here. A of t is equal to P e to the RT. Substitute our numbers in there and we'll get this. The amount after 7 years is 2,000, our investment. E to the, now the interest rate is 0.08, and we're going to multiply that by the 7 years. Now you can do this on your calculator. So on your calculator, type in 2,000. You could do it on Wolfram Alpha 2 since you already have it open. But type in 2,000, and then you have to press this key. Press the second key, right up near the top left, the blue key. Press second, and then press this key. Now this is in the very left column, down near the bottom. It's a key that says LN, because right above that key is e to the x key. And that's what you want. So what you want to do is you press second, and then when you press this key, you really get this function right here. Then that'll take you up into the exponent of the exponential. So you will get, your calculator will actually put in e when you compute it. But what you want here is 0.08, right? That's the interest rate, 0.08 times 7. Now when I did that, I got this. I got A of 7 equaling 3501. Now it's money, so I'm going to round off to 30.35. All right, so after 7 years, if you compound continuously, you get $3,501. If you compound 4 times a year, you get $34.82. Right, so we make a little bit more compounding continuously, but not an enormous amount. So that's the end of question 1 on homework set 34. Question 2 says that suppose it takes 8 hours for a certain strain of bacteria to reproduce by dividing in half. Right, so 8 hours to reproduce by dividing in half. Now, if 60 bacteria are present to begin with, then the total number present after X days, so here's what we have. F of X, this is the total number present after X days, is given by that initial value, 60, times 8 to the X, and the 8 is coming from this right here. Now, we are supposed to find the total present after 1, 2, and 3 days. So what we're going to compute is this. We're going to compute F of 1, F of 2, F of 3. Now F of 1 is going to look like this. 60 times 8 to the first. F of 2 is going to look like this. 60 times 8 squared. F of 3 is going to look like this. 60 times 8 cubed. All right, so on your calculator, we can probably do this one in our head. I mean, 8 to the first is 1, is 8. And then 60 times 8, well, 8 times 6 is 48. So that's going to be 480. Now this one here is 60 times 64. Might need a calculator for that one. But when I did it, I got 3840. Okay, 480 after 1 day, 3840 after 2 days, and this one here, I'm going to get, this is 60 times 8 cubed. Now, 8 cubed is just 8 times 8 times 8. That got me 30,720. 30,720. There we go. And that wraps up first two questions on homework set 34.